In this video, we go over how to be smart with money. And look, you have probably purchased something during your life that's not even necessary. That's one example of not being smart with your money. So when it comes to being smart with money, you gotta realize one thing. It all comes down to understanding your finances, how you spend your money, and whether the purchases you make are worth it or not. And today I give you 4 tips how to be smart with money. And now let's dive into topic. Number 1, spend less than you earn. Think about this, it's really that powerful. What you have to realize about this thing is that it's very simple, it's super effective, and it all starts from this. If you're able to spend less than you earn, suddenly you'll realize that you actually have much more money left. Let's think about a concrete example here. You spend less than you earn, and you notice that you have $300 left. And you save those. And if you're able to save those $300 every month, it equals you're able to save $3,600 a year, which actually long term is quite a big amount of money. And before you tell that this habit isn't that worth it, think about its power. If you're able to spend less than you earn, you will definitely have more money, and if you spend it wisely, you will actually realize that this is a smart way to manage your finances. And if you're liking this video this far, make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe for more so you don't miss the newest uploads every Thursday and Sunday. Tip number 2. If you don't need it, don't buy it. So when we talk about how to be smart with money, this is in my opinion one of the most important things to understand. So if you're about to buy something, think twice. Do you really need it? If you go and buy everything you want to buy at that moment, you will end up realizing that probably half of those things were not even necessary, and secondly, you're wasting huge amount of money on things that actually won't benefit your life in any way. So when we talk about buying different items and goods, be logical in those situations. Don't let your emotions to control your finances. If you let your emotions to control your finances every time, you're gonna make those purchases based on the emotion you feel at the moment, and it means there's no logic involved at all. At the end of the day, you'll realize that some of those purchases were not even worth it. And generally speaking about how to be smart with money, smart person won't waste money on things they don't really need. So that's one thing you have to keep in mind. If you listen to your emotions in every situation you're buying something new, it's a very easy way to spend a lot of money on things that are completely pointless. And that being said, don't jump on every trend you see. So if you always go and buy new iPhone or new headphones, whatever it is, that's the biggest financial trap you can run into if you're not able to control yourself in those situations. So that's why logical thinking before making the purchase is very important. Do you really need something right now, or are you buying it just to feel good about yourself in the short term? And I would like to ask you one question. Do you think you're more of a logical person or emotional person? That will straight up affect how you spend your money in general, and that will also sort of answer the question whether you are smart with money or not. But let's continue. Tip number 3. Invest in the stock market monthly. One thing I want to say about this is take it seriously. If you are in your 20s or 30s and you're still not investing in the stock market, please go ahead and do that. It doesn't require a lot of money to get started. You don't have to know anything about investing, because the easiest way just to get started, for example, with index funds, you don't have to make any stock research and you don't have to invest $3,000 a month. One thing I want you to understand, and why I encourage you to invest in the stock market, is on average you can get an 8% annual return on your investments. And think about this as a long-term process. Yes, probably you won't be able to get that every year, but if you're consistently investing, for example, $100 in the stock market over the next 20 years, at least you're gonna have a big amount of money invested, and that can totally change your financial life. Plus, you're probably gonna be much more interested in managing your finances properly. And in general, investing in the stock market is one of the best ways to put your own money to work for you. And what I'm doing now, I'm investing in index funds every month between $150 to $200. Even though it might not sound like a big amount when talking about investing every month, you gotta still realize that actually if you invest $200 every month in the stock market, in a year it is already $2,400, which is a pretty good amount, honestly. And especially if you're able to get compound interest on your investments over long term, you will definitely end up being financially more stable. Alright, now the last one, probably one of the most important things when it comes to being smart with money. Tip number 4, understand your income and your expenses. So look, when you're able to understand your income and your expenses, this will automatically make you smarter with your money. The general explanation is that if you know your income and you know how much you spend roughly every month, you know how much money you have left, and you actually can be much more smarter in terms of where you spend that money or where do you invest that money. And people who don't track their expenses, for example, or don't even know their exact income, end up easily spending all the money they have left. And that way you can't actually make any financial growth. And this is not one of those ways how to be smart with money. If you find yourself in this group, make sure to change that right now. And because you're watching this video, you probably don't want that. And let's talk about how to fix this issue if you're not tracking your income and expenses. The easiest way is just to, for example, grab your notepad on your phone and write down expenses that are actually mandatory for you, and also write down those things where you spend money when you are enjoying your life. If you want to be more advanced with this, you can use an Excel or something like that, because it can really help you to visually understand how much you're making, how much you're spending. When you see those numbers on a screen that is well organized, you can make much better financial decisions, for example, investing in the stock market or saving a bit more. So you're not letting your emotions to control your finances overall. When we talk about how to be smart with money, it all comes down a lot to who you are as a person and what kind of a lifestyle you're living. And don't get me wrong, you have to enjoy your life and spend money on things that will get you unique experiences. However, don't fall for the trap of buying everything you find interesting in that moment, because in the end you will probably realize that that wasn't even worth buying. And that being said, that's it for this video. Hopefully you liked this and hopefully this was helpful for you. Thank you guys so much for watching, I really appreciate it. And if you're interested in making more money, make sure to watch this video next. It is about 4 best ways to make money. After all, be smart with your money, and I'll see you in the next one.